Man, I got a story. Like maybe I've told this on the podcast before, but if not, I don't think so. But I'll tell it anyway, just because I think it's funny. So, like at one point for a long time, we had this these two people that lived right across from us in the trailer park named Norma and Augie. And to paint a picture, she was this woman who was like on disability, like Social Security, because she was like morbidly obese, like, what's eating Gilbert Grape's mom kind of obese. And so she couldn't really take care of herself. So she had this guy named Augie living with her. And his history was he was literally like a hobo, like ride the rails type of hobo, like for the majority of his life. And so he had no retirement. He was poor as shit. So these guys kind of had a symbiotic relationship. Like they didn't really like each other, but he didn't have any money and she was too fat to take care of herself. So like he helped take care of her and she gave him a place to live basically. And I mean, so so for one thing, he would feed all the stray cats in the neighborhood.
This is actually in Trailer Park Boys. One of the guys feeds the cats, and there's like 1,000,000 cats.
Oh my god! And so that's exactly what happened. I mean, you guys. I mean, I think people would be shocked of how many cats were living under these guys' trailer, and how much would go in and out of their house. It was insane. I don't know how they could have stand it. There had to have been cat shit everywhere.
Right.
It had to fucking reek. I can't imagine how they did it.
Yeah, it's probably all marked. And it probably just rank with piss.
And then the other thing with her, like obviously, like they weren't sleeping together because they hated each other. She would actually in town there was and they have these in other cities as well, a sheltered workshop, which is basically where they have where like people with mental disabilities can kind of work and they get paid and whatever. Well, basically she was having sex with as many of those guys as would have sex with her. So that's where she was finding her men, her gentleman callers.
We have a cousin. Probably a good thing he wasn't like ripe at that time.
Man, Mick would have signed up in a heartbeat. But okay, so this is a crazy thing. So like, anytime they would drive somewhere, like I think she would actually drive, but they were like really slow. They would drive like 10 miles an hour. Well, one day, like like me and my mom and I think my sister were like driving to town and we saw them broken down by the side of the road.
Oh.
And so my mom's like, oh, we better give them a ride. And I was in the back seat, so of course I got stuck next to him. And the funny thing was...
were you Lucky Pierre in the middle?
No, luckily not in the middle. Augie was in the middle. But the funny thing was, like at one point, like he's like talking to me. He's like, maybe I had my school stuff with me. I don't remember. But he's like, how's school doing? And I just go, okay, or whatever. And I guess he interpreted that as like me not doing so well. And he's like, he says, without a hint of irony in his voice, he says, don't worry, I wasn't good at school either. And I'm like, what's
Straight A's after that.
What's the rest of that sentence? And look where I am. Essentially penniless, taking care of a fucking morbidly obese woman that I can't stand, and my only friends in this world are stray cats. I'm like, the fuck. And the thing was, I didn't even do bad in school. Like I was a pretty good student, but apparently, like I didn't say it with enough enthusiasm, I guess.
That's the real scared straight.
Oh no shit! Like if I was an F student, I would be like, fuck.
You need to talk to this guy.
I mean, like if that was his tactic, was a scared straight thing, it would make sense. But I swear there was not a hint of irony in his voice. Like he told me that straight face. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like even as a kid, I was like, fuck. Are you kidding me? So yeah, Norma and Augie, man, what a pair. What a pair.